Hey guys, how is my next tooth family doing? I'm really happy to be back. I was gone for the last week. I was taking a family vacation. It's actually the first vacation my wife and I had since our honeymoon 3 years ago. Because after our honeymoon, the next year, of course, the pandemic hit and there were lockdowns everywhere. So we haven't been able to travel. And then we got our baby. She was really little, but yeah, we went to the beach. It was really fun. Maybe I'm a little bit not like super tan, but I'm a little bit red because of the sunburn. But yeah, I'm super happy to be back, guys. We'll continue with our schedule. We'll continue with our like typical stuff. And before we jump into today's video or into today's content, which is of course our submissions right here. Which, by the way, oh my God, how many submissions do we have? It's just amazing. I think this is the most submissions we've had since we started the series, which means that you guys like it, which is of course amazing for us, and I'm really happy to jump into the whole thing. So as you guys remember, we always take a look at them in order of submission. So if you submit early, then you get your work featured earlier. We're gonna go through all of the list. As you can see, we got all the way until Alexandra Desbordes, May 20. So that was like a couple of days ago, yesterday. So he was able to get his portfolio just in time before I hit record here on the computer. So yeah, as I was mentioning, guys, since we are approaching the last what's the word, the last part of the month right now, we will have our live stream, our usual live stream on the Wednesday. Okay, so our monthly live stream will be on Wednesday. I'm still not sure what we're going to be talking about, so if there's any ideas, any suggestions, let me know. Maybe we can continue with the character or with the lighthouse. Any of those I think will be a nice thing to work on while we chat and answer questions and stuff. So on Wednesday it's probably going to be Tuesday 10 p.m. for Mexico time, probably. I'm still I'm gonna have to check my calendar because I just got home, and I haven't been able to check all of the other classes that I still need to record and to teach. So it's probably gonna be on Tuesday here in Mexico, and it's gonna air usually on Wednesday for our Indian audience. Okay, so yeah, just make sure to stay tuned. If you wanna get the report or the little alert, make sure to hit the little bell icon. And yeah, we're ready to jump onto the submissions. But before that, just a quick announcement: we've got new courses released. We released the 3D printing course. We released a new substance painter course as well. Literally yesterday, or I think today, the video aired. I'm not sure, but yeah, we're working on more courses. I'm working on the next course, of course, and that one's gonna be, of course, it's gonna be released on June. Okay, so before we move on, you guys know that if you want to check our courses, if you've never bought any of our courses and you want to have a free trial, we have Skillshare for you. Hey guys, Ariane here. I just wanted to remind you guys that we upload all of our courses to Skillshare. Skillshare is this amazing site where you can access a ton of different content to learn, improve, and grow as an artist. We have all of our courses available to watch and learn from right now in Skillshare. You can check the description down here, and Skillshare is offering 1 free month trial to their premium membership. With this membership, you're going to be able to access all of our courses and watch and learn all of the amazing things that we cover with all of the softwares. So, what are you waiting for? Check Skillshare down here below. There we go. So yeah, let's jump on to our portfolio review. So as you guys know, I asked you guys to submit either a file or a little note like this one's. This is from Mukul, Sahu. Thank you so much for everything, all the knowledge packed live streams, extra tutorials on YouTube, up-to-date courses, community demanded videos, etc. You're welcome, my friend. I'm always happy to help you guys. Sir, give me some feedback so that I can improve and make my name in this field. I just want to do something cool in our field and make my parents proud. Okay. Well, if I may say something, I think you should make yourself proud first. Our parents are, of course, really important to us. My parents, I love them to death. But I do this because I love to do it. So try not to focus too much on what other people think. Try to think about what you need and what you want. Okay, that's gonna get you like closer to your ideal scenario. Okay, so this is pretty cool. From what I can tell, this is a 3D environment art. The lighting on the dark scene, on the night scene, is really good. I like it. I think the proportions are a little bit off. What do I mean by this? Whenever we look at the scene, the first thing people are gonna notice is how each object relates to other objects, right? So I've seen the lamps before, but when I've seen these lamps, I usually think about the big like lab lamps, and this one seemed a little bit too small. So that makes it seem like either these guys are way too small or smaller than they should be, or these guys are really really big or something. So scale wise, there's a couple things here, like these boxes right here, they look like really small boxes, and I've never seen like such a sturdy like little box right there. So always think about scales when building an environment, because that's what people are going to be noticing. Your light scenario, or light yeah, just like a normal day, I don't love it. I think it looks way more, of course, cinematic and stuff like this, and you can get like cool looking things or cool looking elements when doing like day scenarios, day light. However, you need to be very careful about how to do it. I think you're overexposing your lights way too much. Usually when it's the daytime, you don't see the lights from lamps as intense. Maybe these ones, yeah, that's fine, but these ones are way too intense. So it looks like they're gonna be like burning, or like burning hot or something. You also need to play with the direction of the light. Lights and shadows are one of the most like tricky parts, and unfortunately it's a little bit difficult to teach that, because until you are in the project, you don't really know what you need for that specific project. So for this one, I would probably go with the light coming from the left side, so that we see more light over here, and then the shadows and everything going to the right side. Because right now it seems like it's a really like top to bottom looking light, and I don't think it's really beneficial for this particular scene. Also careful with this UV mapping over here. You always want to be super strict about your UVs. Never leave any space open. Geometry wise, it's fine. Maybe a couple of things are a little bit too dense, like this one right here, and a couple of things are too low poly, like this guy's right here. So the textures make up for it, so it's okay. However, there's things to improve. Now, I know that this is one of the old works, so now I'm gonna go to one of the newer works, and we're probably gonna see a good difference right here. Nice, this is really good. Oh, you actually combine the skull from ZBrush into this thing. See, that's very clever, and I always recommend my students do that kind of stuff. Like, try to combine projects or redo projects that you did before, because that's the kind of stuff that's gonna make it a lot easier to produce stuff, and you can create like really cool looking elements like what you did right here. So I really like this one. This process shots are great. They show people that you know what you're doing. I would probably go with UDIMs for this one. I know we haven't talked about UDIMs as much, but since it's such a big object, even if you do a 4K texture, it's not going to be enough. This Ivy generator, I saw it a couple of weeks ago in the Blender. It's a plugin, right? So I think it's a free plugin. It's fine. Don't overuse it. I think it's a little bit too much. It looks too... For instance, you did an amazing job here with the textures, but then you covered everything with Ivy, so it's a little bit difficult to notice. So be a little bit more, you know, control on how much Ivy you do. But this is really good, my friend. From what I can tell, you definitely want to go into environments. So my suggestion would be try doing like a modern environment, like a street or like an alleyway. I love, for instance, Japanese alleyway. I've seen a lot of people do this because they're really cool, right? Since Japan is, I would say, quite cramped in spaces, you get a lot of like super interesting things, even in such a simple space. Like, I know someone living here will be like, that's just normal for them. For instance, here in Mexico, we don't have this kind of stuff. There's just not. So if you do one of these guys, I think you could get like a really nice project by doing like some sort of Japanese alleyway, or like even Indian. I'm guessing Indian. Like, let's look for Indian night alleyway. I'm pretty sure you guys have cool stuff as well. Here in Mexico, things are a little bit more like from the olden times. So yeah, like even stuff like this, look at the amount of detail that you guys have like indoors and in the windows and stuff. That's pretty cool. So yeah, like an alleyway, we actually have one course. I did a course, I think that was the first course I did actually for you guys for Nextude, and that would be a good one. Yeah, you're in a really good place, my friend. Again, I think you need to go for a more ambitious project. That would be my suggestion. Like, you have really cool, like, individual looking elements. Go for something that's really big. Like, even if it takes you 3 or 4 months, but it's like an amazing piece, you're gonna be doing great. So thank you for your support, my friend Mukul, and let's go with Jabin Rohit. Hey Abraham, hope you're doing good. I am. Thanks for consistently posting valuable videos to the channel. You are welcome. 6 months ago, you reviewed my portfolio and suggested making a full human character, so I made one and added 3 more other pieces in the last review. Okay. That's great. I'm always happy to see people's improvements. Let me see if I remember yours. Yes, I think I do remember yours. I specifically remember this skull, and I remember the little Yoda piece. Okay, so I'm gonna have to kind of guess which one is the one that you mean. I'm guessing this one, because this is relatively new. No, that's 5 months ago. Well, could have been. That could have been one. You have a really, nice, like, vision. I would say that's the. Oh yeah, I remember this ant. I definitely remember this ant. Yeah, so you have a really nice vision of how to make cool things. I would say, because a lot of people, myself included, I'm really bad at thinking of ideas. I'm more of a technical artist, more than a creative one. So whenever they tell me do original stuff, I always have a little bit of an issue trying to like place that into the canvas. But you do have like this one right here is really creepy, really nice. I love it. The face is looking amazing. The render here looks really realistic as well. I would love to see more of the character again, like shoulders or like a chest shot or something, because it has a really nice illumination. This one, I don't love it. I don't love it. I think the anatomy and the details, especially like this scales, they could be a little bit better. There's a really important, actually open Krita here to show you guys. There we go. So there's a really important like fold that we have in the eyes, which goes right about there. Okay, and of course the nasolabial fold. So anytime you're adding like humanoid or realistic anatomy, you want to take those into consideration, because they add a lot of realism to the whole thing. Now this kind of stuff, it looks just like noise, so we need to be a little bit more thoughtful about how we want to integrate this with the element. I'm not saying you can't do it, but I would say don't overdo it. So I would probably just keep it here on the head, and then over here try with something like plates or something a little bit different, just so that it breaks up the silhouette a little bit more, and you get a nicer result. Don't be afraid of like really carving in like the details. There's a little bit of facial anatomy that we're still missing here, especially for this like stylized monster. I would definitely give it another go before we publish that one. This one looks pretty cool. I love this conceptual art piece. This is what I meant when I was mentioning that you have this vision. You're really like I guess door challenge in Pad Blender. Okay, so yeah, I'm guessing you came up with the idea. Hopefully you did, because this is a really cool idea, and I love this like complete scene. You have a lot of stuff. You have the skulls, you have the rocks, you have like this book and the flowers. It's a really nice piece. It's a really nice portfolio piece. It shows us something about you as well, which is always important. And then this is Ebel Lean. I think she's from He-Man, right? Yeah, she's from He-Man. Okay, see, this full character, not bad, eh? Not bad at all. I really like it. The face anatomy, quite nice. I think it looks quite nice. The armor, in general, looks okay. I think the metals are looking a little bit plasticky, so I would play around with the materials, especially, so that they shine a little bit more like metal. Because you went for this very, like, blocky, cartoony like sculpting, and when you use that sort of sculpting and then use like non-shiny materials, it ends up looking like rubber. And for some things it's fine, but for this one I think we could push it more into the metal side of things. But yeah, I like it. This one right here, I might give it another go. See, here's the problem. I know a lot of people like to do everything inside of ZBrush because, well, you're already in the software and you want to like make sure that people know that you know how to use ZBrush. But this sort of things are the things that look and you can get way better results if you do them in Maya or in Blender. And I know you know how to use other softwares, so I would recommend whenever you're doing hard surface, especially when it's very like layered like this one, try to do a more like traditional approach with your poly modeling so that you get better results. Okay, but this is a really nice character. I can definitely see the improvement, my friend. So this 6 months have been really good. I encourage you to continue focusing on what you want, which I know it's characters. So keep on working on characters. Now, another thing that you could benefit from, try doing like a quadruped, like a horse or a dog or a goat or something like that. It could be like a monster also. Those kind of things are also really helpful for character artists, because normally, like, not all the times are you gonna be doing like just a normal human, male or female. Cool, let's go now with Ariane Sonny. Hi Abraham, how are you doing? Well, I am, and thank you for all the help we have provided to new artists, including me. I'm 18 years old, currently studying 3D in a local school, but most of the stuff I learn is from online sources, as you should, because there's a lot of information out there. I have submitted some of my models which seem decent enough, but most of them are not perfectly finished with textures and stuff, okay? I'm aware this can be my final portfolio, but I just need some direction and feedback from you. I'm still in the learning phase, and I hope to join some amazing studios in the future. I'll update this folder with some characters. Okay, let's take a look. Yeah, don't worry about my general like advice is don't upload stuff to ArtStation if it's not ready, because of course, well, if it's not ready, you don't want people seeing unfinished stuff. But do share it. Share it in Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, like all of the like traditional scenarios. It's always good because you never know when you're gonna get like a job offer, even if you're like a junior artist. Okay, modeling here seems fine. The concept is really cool. Definitely try to at least try to light it in such a way that it kind of matches this scenario. That will be good. Whenever you're doing tiles like this, try to grab them and just like rotate them, scale them, move them a little bit so they're not like perfectly straight all the way around, because this makes it look really CG, kind of like what you did here with the fence. Do that as well over here. Those trees, I'm pretty sure you got them online. That's fine. But make sure if you're doing this sort of clay render to activate the transparency so that we can actually see the leaves and not just the cards. And take a look at the sweep tool for the cables, because the cables, especially over here, they look a little bit off compared to what we have here in the reference, which are really straight. So you definitely wanna change that one out. That one's a fun one. I like that one. Nice, cool. Make sure to up the samples. I know everyone hates waiting for renders to finish. Either up the samples or check out the denoiser, optics denoiser that Maya has nowadays, so that you don't have this noisy image. Even if you have to wait 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, doesn't matter. It's better to have like a really nice presentable image than having a lot of noise. Guns are fun. Ooh, nice. This is a nice modeling. Nice crisp curves. I love that. That's pretty cool. Okay, that's the reference. See, one of my advices I always mention, try not to do like a lot of things from 3D stuff, because when you do something from 3D, this is a great 3D, I'm not criticizing this in any way, but sometimes you're gonna grab 3D stuff that's not done properly, and you're gonna copy those mistakes into your art, and that could potentially bring some issues as well. And it also doesn't teach you how to like solve things, because you're just copying, right? This car always tricky to model. There's a couple of pinches here and there that I'm seeing. Yeah, like see this part right here? That's an Angon. Angons are bad, remember? Well, they're not bad. Like, they're not going to kill your render, but you usually want to have this thing flow in a better way. Here, I'll show you. Look. Whenever you have an area that you're not sure about how to like destroy an Angon, just add an extra edge loop, and that's it. So this one right here, if we add like an extra edge loop in this way, and we continue this one over here, and then from this point we do another one over here. See that? That way there's gonna be like a nice little vertex there. Might need to add one more there. And yes, we're gonna have a star, like a little star here that shares like 5 sections, but we're not gonna have an Angon anymore. And it should keep everything like fairly balanced. So you always want to have like the least amount of angles as possible, which I can see that you did. Now I can also see that you're stretching your polygons way too much, like over here and over here. That's why cars are always like tricky and challenging. You need to work with a higher subdivision, and that means that starting with a low subdivision and then subdividing, like actually smoothing things out, so that you have more divisions that can hold the shape a little bit more nicely. Okay, but it's not a bad model. It's not a bad model, and let's see the render. Not bad. Telephone. Okay, this is a little bit weird. From what I can tell, you're doing a 3D Studio Max and a Blender. I would probably suggest you do Blender rather than 3D Studio Max. If you're gonna, if I had to pick between one of those and you're still in the learning stages, keep focusing on Blender unless you have a really important lesson or reason why not to do it. Because Blender is definitely a very powerful software. One of our more controversial videos here in the channel was one where I compared Maya and Blender last year, but that was before Blender 3.1 or 3.0. And now my opinion has changed. I think Maya and Blender are really powerful in their own like separate ways. So that's a good one. That's a fun one. Doing tutorials is not bad, remember, but I always recommend try to change this. So for instance, here in the tutorial, you learn how to do this sort of like Game Boy, right? Try doing a Game Boy Advance. Try doing a PSP or something with the techniques that you learned, because that's how you know that you actually learned from your tutorial, when you can grab the concepts that you learn in the tutorial and apply them into another stuff. I'm not gonna go into the traditional stuff because I'm not really an illustrator, so I won't be able to give you as much feedback. Also, these do look a little bit rough. So I'll probably, unless you really want to be a 2D artist, which I don't think so because you have way more 3D stuff, just keep the 2D stuff on a separate part of your portfolio. Got it? Cool. So that's Ariane. This series, by the way, we're probably going to have to do a couple more episodes that we normally do because we're already 20 minutes in and there's a lot of you missing. So I want to give you guys enough time and make sure I'm giving you proper advice. So if this series takes like 3 or 4 videos, just you're going to have to excuse me and hopefully enjoy them as well. So leave me in the comments if you like the series so far. Hi Abraham, my name is Dennis Shekman. I am from Israel. Nice. First of all, did you know that here in Mexico, Israel is like an actual name, like a person's name? So I have a lot of friends whose name is literally Israel. It's really funny. It's like if I went to India and someone was named Mexico. But yeah. So first of all, I would like to thank you for sharing your knowledge with us. You're welcome. I love your channel and tutorials. I changed my career path about a year ago to the pandemic, started studying 3D and game design in a college. Was studying bachelor's in mechanical engineering in a university. Finished about 2/3 of it, therefore studying art and game design quite a big change for me. But 3D was something I always wanted to do. So far, I mainly study hard surface modeling and texturing with Substance Painter, but going to study ZBrush and character modeling too. You've started looking for a job and you want some reviews, of course. I also changed my career. Most of you guys already know that. I did 1 year of medicine school before switching. This is really nice. I like it. This is really nice. The render on the glass is amazing. I love it. Some of the food could get a little bit more work. Yeah, it's a little bit of shader work. I think shader work will need a little bit more. Just a couple of passes. It's really, really, really good. Don't get me wrong. Okay, it's Arnold render. Yeah. So for instance, the wood, I think it's a little bit too saturated, and I think the lighting in general is a little bit too dark. I'm not sure if we have an HDR. I think we do because I am seeing reflections on the glass, and usually we get those from HDRs. But the metal here on the barrel is not showing as much. And there's like some missing shadows. So for instance, I don't see any shadow on this guy right here. So it kind of looks like it was added in Photoshop, which I know it wasn't. But yeah, it's a really nice scene. I like it. That one's really nice. And then we have swords. I love swords. And Duril from Lord of the Rings. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. The modeling is really clean. This is Glamdring. This is from Gandalf, right? I don't remember who was. I'm pretty sure this is Aragorn's, and this is Gandalf's, right? Yeah, Gandalf's. And then which one? This is the Witch Kings, the Witch King of Ogmar. Nice. And a bow. This bow looks amazing. I would love to rig this bow. We do a bow rigging exercise in the rigging class. I hope they had. I wish I had more time when I was preparing that class to do like a really pretty bow like this one, because this is a really, really pretty. And this is an M1 Grand. Yeah, this is a great exercise. Whenever someone asks me or tells me I want to model a gun, I always point them towards this gun because it's a really nice gun to get started and see how good you are in modeling. This is great, man. I love it. I mean, you have a really, really clean grasp of the modeling and texturing process, which is great. I would definitely recommend trying a more complex model, because most of the models, even though they look really, really nice and really, really pretty, are, I would say, intermediate. I wouldn't say they're basic because they're not, but they're a little bit more into the intermediate side. If you want to like really push yourself, try going for like a cool robot, stuff like that requires a little bit more like poly modeling and stuff. And of course, render, texture, everything to get like a really nice piece. But you're in a great place, my friend. I think you're not gonna have any issues like finding a job later on, and don't worry about the career change. At the end of the day, I mean, we only have one life, right? So might as well use it to the best of our ability. So if you were not feeling comfortable doing mechanical engineering and you want to do 3D, do 3D. You're gonna get more. You're probably gonna be more enthusiastic about the career, even though it might seem scary because you don't have as much like knowledge or support, right? But it's just part of the journey. Let's go with Vimal Chaudhary. Vimal, greetings, Abraham. Greetings, Vimal. Uh, Congratulations on your virtual museum project. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it is doing very well. Thank you, thank you. I've added some more pieces to my portfolio and need your view on them, and I want to know which piece I should remove from a portfolio that are not up to the mark, okay? One more question. I do texture in Substance, and I'm not good or uncomfortable doing it in Photoshop. Is it going to be a problem for my career? I should learn texture in Photoshop or not? No, definitely no. No one at this point. No one needs to know how to like really texture. You do need to know Photoshop because you might need to adjust some textures to save some time from going into Substance and stuff, but you don't, no one, like, at least to my knowledge, no one in AAA studios textures in Photoshop anymore. Maybe the hand painted stuff, they still do it like in a more like traditional approach. Maybe those guys. Oh yeah, of course I remember your work. I was impressed, super impressed with this one, and I remember telling you to add a wireframe, which is it's amazing. Yeah. Okay, let's see. This one is new. I haven't seen this one, so it's the axe. Nice composition, man. Nice composition. I'm guessing you're using some of the like the environments from Quixel, right? It's probably Quixel or something like that, which is fine, by the way. Don't you guys need to use as many tools as you can. So if you need to steal or borrow things from other places to make sure your portfolio looks amazing, that's fine. No one's gonna judge you. Everyone knows that like this grass is probably from somewhere in the internet. Like you probably didn't do the grass yourself, but you know how to like create a nice composition for your elements. The metals on the axe look a little bit too like not as metallic. You can see it here. It looks kind of like a stone. If that's what you're going for, then fine, but maybe change the roughness a little bit, just a tad bit, just personal opinion. I can see you're a fan of Vikings. That's great. This is a nice Viking ship. I've been wanting to do a Viking ship or like a boat like this one's for a while now. Careful with the ropes. They look a little bit flimsy here, and that's kind of like breaking the effect for me. So just keep them straight. Keep them, even if there's like a little bit of overlap up here where the knot meets, that's fine. But keep them straight because that like weird curvature is it's a little bit off-putting, I would say. But yeah, that's a nice project. And then we have this is a very nice cinematic like living room. Not bad. Yeah, you have a really good eye for light as well, for like composition. That's great. This one's fun. Ulrich Nielsen's house. Oh, it's the one from Dark, right? Oh, that series. My God. Amazing series. I love that series. Yeah, this is pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. This one definitely needs a little bit more texture work. I mean, it's fine for like a proof of concept. It's really nice. I would definitely like add texture to the bricks and to the roof because it looks a little bit too clean. Same for like the windows and everything. It looks a little bit too clean for my taste. Now, I'm not sure where you're rendering this. I know you say here that this is a low poly model, which is fine, but you can see how the normal map breaks here on this elements right here. So you might want to add just a little bit of displacement if you're doing this in Maya. It's Unreal Engine. Okay, if you're using Unreal Engine and you're using Unreal Engine 4, try using tessellation to get the like a little bit of a silhouette here. And if you're using Unreal Engine 5, I showed a method a couple of weeks ago on how to convert the displacement map into actual texture so that you get the silhouette and then get nanite information out of your element. But this is looking really good. I think since you have like improved your portfolio quite a bit, maybe this one right here, this Destiny Blade that you did a while ago, which was like what? Oh, you posted this one last month? That's weird. I'll probably take this one away. I don't think it's really adding that much. And I mean, it's not detracting from your portfolio, don't get me wrong. But everything else is just so clean and so nice that one, it's just like a little bit inconsequential, I would say. So if you want to take something out, that would be my pick. But even if you leave it, it's perfectly fine. Congratulations, my friend. Your portfolio is really clean, really nice. Let's go with Faiz Hilmi. Hi Abraham, thanks for reviewing my portfolio. My name is Faiz Hilmi. I'm 18 years old and I'm from Malaysia. Nice. I'm currently learning 3D at school, but because of COVID, I learned a lot from taking online lessons, and one of which came from your course. I mean, that's cool. I was helpful because of the course that you have given. I was helpful. It was. I guess you mean that the course was helpful. Okay, so I can finish my portfolio. So I can only give you the link to my Instagram. Okay, that's fine. Let's take a look at your Instagram then. I have shared my Instagram, by the way. I think I'm like what? I think I'm like Critical Hit Studio or something. Critical Hit Academy. I'll check in just a second. I don't upload a lot of stuff, but if you guys wanna follow, that's fine. Okay. Let's see. Okay, this seems to me like a VTuber kind of stuff. This is a little bit older. Nice. I remember when I used to do this sort of like exercises. Yeah, these are like assignments in class. Okay, this one looks really nice. What is this? You have noise on the video? I don't see the noise. I just see like a lot of trees, which looks really nice. Okay, is this a 3D car or is this your car? Hey, this is a 3D car, Jaguar F-Type. Okay, the car's not bad, not bad. Let me go to some more of the more recent stuff. What's this? Unreal. Okay, so yeah, so the textures here, not great. We need to either work on the texture or on the model because they look just like a blobs of geo. So I would recommend like sculpting this a little bit more. Let's take a look at this. What's this? Unreal Engine. That looks nice. That's a nice little like setup. Okay, so here's the deal with Unreal. I'm just gonna do a quick parenthesis here. Unreal is a really powerful tool, right? We all know that. However, it's very important that you always show Unreal from your perspective as an artist. Like, how are you using that tool to create something that looks really cool? Because if you're just grabbing stuff from the internet and creating a collage of like plants and shaders and stuff and just like assembling a scene, yes, that's really cool and that's really impressive because you know how to like calibrate lights and models and stuff. But it's more impressive if you model stuff that are not out there and you use them inside of Unreal, okay? So from what I can tell, you also do a little bit of like illustration, anime and 3D. That's fine. If you're gonna do anime, I would recommend looking into this sort of like cell shading type of render because some of this they kind of look like 3D shaded and it's a little bit like weird to see like a super realistic battery or drum set and then like this sort of like cartoony girls. So you just make sure that the styles that you're going for match, okay? This one, it's like a mix of 3D and 2D. Again, careful with the compositions. I can see that this tree and some of the grass was like placed on top of like a Photoshop file. And since I know that you can do a forest, try doing the forest like in real 3D. That's the kind of stuff that you want to look for. Careful here with these leaves. This is one of the things that you definitely need to modify. Make them a little bit more curved and make them flow a little bit more naturally. We did release a new speed tree course a couple of weeks ago as well. You might want to check that one out because speed tree is one of the best ways to do 3D. Yeah, I can definitely tell you're still on the learning stages. You're young, don't worry. And even if you weren't young, if you were like 25 years or 30 years and you're starting your 3D, there's always time. There's always time. Keep pushing. Try to grab something specific that you really like and focus on that because I can see a lot of things like all over the place, like hard surface and characters and backgrounds and environments. So pick something that you really like and focus on that to work on a portfolio. Again, my advice is always at least 5 really strong pieces of the things that you would like to be hired for. Okay, so go in that direction, and I'm sure you're gonna be fine. Let's go with Takehiro Yamasaki. Ooh, that sounds Japanese. Are you from Japan, my friend? Hello, my name is Takehiro Yamasaki. After submitting my portfolio in April, I decided to submit another 3D sculpt model, which made this simultaneously while I was making 9S from Near Automata. Now I remember you. Yes, I remember you, my friend. Moreover, I changed all characters' pose to make them look better. Please take a look at the new store and tell me where is a good point I need to fix. Of course, this model is works in progress, but I need a review to make this look better. Okay. It says here that this character was inspired from Momiji in Dead or Alive. I'm not familiar with the series, but let's take a look. Ooh, the anatomy is looking really nice. Congratulations there. The anatomy and even the hairs looks really nice. I love this. I use this technique quite a bit, like this sort of like chunk. I like to call it the chunk technique, where you do chunks of hair. Nice. Definitely need a couple of what's the word, like wrinkles and stuff. Yeah. I remember all of this guys over here. My advice still stands. I would probably take out the fall guys from your portfolio. I don't think they're necessary. Keep the weapons. Even this one, like this practice blog, is fine because you do have some very nice like completed pieces. Like I really like this guy. I would love if you could take this guy to the next level because it's a really cool concept. Take this one out. The apples is fine. That one's fine. Maybe change the material because that material, I hate that material. The X is fine. So you need to develop that critical eye as well, of being like, okay, I know Fall Guys are fun and the game is fun, but is this really what I want my portfolio to portray? Probably not, right? Because from what I can tell, you like this sort of like anime-ish looking characters. So I would rather see more of this stuff rather than this stuff, right? So yeah, I mean, this anime is really really good, man. Make sure to turn off perspective inside of ZBrush because right now I can see a little bit of perspective distortion. This little like thing that you added here on the hip, that is the anterior superior iliac spine pushing forward, which is a very nice important landmark on the pelvis. But soften it up. You don't need to make it super like that looks like a pinch right now, like a fold of skin or something. You don't need to do that. And there's one more thing I just noticed, has to do with the arm. So remember, the armor has a couple of curvatures. We have the delta right here, and then like you properly placed, that's the bicep, which follows this direction. And then here, right at the middle, that's where the elbow is, we're gonna have the flexors, which are coming from this side, and the extensors, which are coming from this side. But there's a couple of extra muscles. Let me see if I can show them on camera. This one's right here. See how there's like a little like a pushing on the silhouette right there? That's called the brachioradialis and the external carpal radialis longus and external carpal radialis brevis. It's three muscles actually. I just mentioned two, but it's three. And they attach all the way up here on the arm. So they're gonna go like this, and then they fold, or they kind of follow this sort of like shape. They go from behind the arm or from the middle of the arm forward, and they go here towards the wrist. Okay, so the important thing about this, guys, is that they are gonna be changing the silhouette of your arm. So you're gonna have that little like gray spike over there. Let me see if I can draw it over here. So you're gonna have your arm. It's gonna be doing this sort of stuff. Okay. So it's gonna change the silhouette. It's very important because it does change the silhouette. Maybe that's a little bit too much, but you get what I mean, right? So check those one out. Brachioradialis and external carpal radialis longus. Those are the muscles, the main muscles that go here on the outside of the arm. Other than that, everything else looks nice. Make sure to add some pieces of armor or clothing or something to finish this character, because this one's pretty good. Even the silhouette here, the side view and everything looks quite nice. So keep pushing that one. Here in a really good position. There we go. We're gonna do one more. We're gonna do Mantas Janebnas, and then tomorrow I'm not sure if tomorrow, because I think this is airing on Sunday, so I'm not sure if tomorrow we're gonna have a special class, which I think I do want to have a special class. But don't worry, before the week is over, I will finish all of this portfolio reviews. Okay, so let's go with Mantas Janebnas. Mantas Ganemnas. Hey Abraham, I very admire your tutorials that I have done, keep doing, which very much improve my skills in 3D character art. Thank you so much for great content for sale. You're welcome. Currently, I'm kind of following these tutorials to add character variations to my portfolio, and after completion of these tutorials, hopefully that will be enough to land my first job in the video game industry as a 3D character artist. I don't feel confident enough that my art level is finally good enough for work. Could you please reassure me if that's not the case? Okay, let's take a look. So, you're doing the complete guide to Marvelous Designer 11. That's great. You're doing the Beginner's Guide to Stylized Character Creation for Games. That's the Soldier one. That's another nice one. Beginner's Creature Creation. That's the Demon one. The Demon one is one of the best ones I have, I think. I think you guys are going to get a lot of information from that one. Hey, Creation for Games. Yeah, like, I mean, if you do all of these courses and you get the results, like, really close to what I have, you're going to be great. Let's take a look. Nice. Okay. I'm not going to take a look at that one. That's just, that's like an exercise, so... This male anatomy, great. I can see all of these are the things that I was mentioning. The muscles here, proportions are good. Topology, there could be a little bit of improvement here on the topology side of things, especially I really like to add like this B shape here on the legs so that they flex a little bit better. But even that can be worked. Yeah, this is really good. I've never done one of these guys, like completely like the muscles and stuff. But I admire that you went. It kind of looks like a Titan from Attack on Titan. Shingeki no Kyojin. Let's go. Let's take a look at this guy. Texas Sheriff. Final character has 84,000 triangles, 4 UV maps, and animation-friendly retopology. Okay, so the level of detail on the modeling itself, it's really nice. I do think the face is in the uncanny valley side of things. It needs a little bit of improvement. It looks really small compared to the rest of the character, and he looks a little bit crazy on the eyes. So in the I think in the Marmoset course, which is one of the ones that you might be missing if you want to get it, in the Marmoset course, I do show you how to do a realistic looking eye to render inside of Marmoset, and you get like a really nice result. That one could be helpful. But yeah, like definitely the face needs a little bit more work. Everything else looks really nice, like the vest and the pants, like the folds. Everything is really nice. Um, Here's where I need you to be a little bit more careful, because for instance, you have a lot of resolution here on the boots and on the, and I know there's a lot of resolution on the strings and stuff, but then the chest needs a little bit more resolution because this is not gonna unfold or bend properly. So always try to have like an homogeneous like level of what's the word, of detail on the retopology. The folds are great though. I really like the cloth. Even though I teach the Marvel Designer class, I haven't done like a character that needs a lot of cloth in a while. I definitely need to do one for my for my portfolio as well. Fortnite character skin. Okay, a little bit more stylized. Again, the face is a little bit weird. I think you could benefit from a little bit more face anatomy studies, because yeah, the proportions and the way things are like placed, it's a little bit off. So everything else, like I know you know the process. I know you know modeling, sculpting, UV texture, which is great. But definitely practice a little bit more on your face elements. Okay. Yeah, the props are nice. No problem there. Even the UVs are really nice. And I think I remember where you got this one from. Yeah. Yeah, so I did this tutorial a couple of years ago, but it was not for Nextdude. It was for another company, and this one looks good. The face looks way better though. The face looks way better. The material, I think the rendering is hurting you a little bit on this one, because I feel like the metal again is not showing like metal. It looks like a little more like plastic, but everything looks really cool. Yeah. Yeah, I think that that would be my best advice, my friend. Do a head study like what you had on the first image that I didn't look at, but like a really realistic head study. I think that could be helpful for you. I know there's a course that was released last year or like 2 years ago with the Anthony Hopkins face, which is like creating realistic portrait or something like that. I didn't do that course, but I know it's a really good course. So check that one out if you want as well, because that could be very again beneficial for you. I'll do one more so that we don't have as many remaining for the next one. Let's go for Somia Mondal. Hey, I'm Sonia. I'm a self-learned. It's self-taught. That's the proper way to say it. Self-taught. Okay. Love your content and also all of the courses that are shared on Skillshare still on the learning phase. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. Yeah, self-taught is when you teach yourself how to do 3D. Cool. Okay, product modeling. That's fine. There's a lot of work for that, by the way. Minimalistic. I love this minimalistic style. It's a really cute style, and I know that there's a lot of games out there that are like trying to follow this sort of stuff. So it's good that you have it, and it's also good that you have this stuff, which is a little bit more realistic. See, I love the way that you're presenting your stuff in this sort of like small diorama kind of things. It's also very consistent. Like I can see this Western thing, night scene, like everything. My advice for you, Somia, will be add a couple of extra renders on each of this on each of these like scenes, but let me see how does the little car looks, how does each details from the window look, like close-ups. Try to do some close-ups, because a lot of these pieces could be extra pieces for your portfolio, because they do hold up quite nicely. So for instance, here on this guy right here, like this thing right here holds up as a single object, this thing right here holds up as a single object. Like there's a lot of things that are holding up as single objects, and I'm not seeing them because I'm just seeing them as a whole. So it's perfect that you're presenting it this way, but let me see them as well as separate pieces. I think that could give you more pieces for your portfolio, and also just showcase your ability. This one looks pretty cool. Same thing, maybe rotate this a little bit more here and there, just to add more variation. This is really cute. Again, I'm not sure what kind of like I think you want to go for like the mobile game kind of route because a lot of this is very minimalistic and very simplified, which is fine. However, if your goal is eventually to do like AAA games like God of War, Uncharted, and stuff like that, you definitely need to start working on some more like high quality elements to showcase that you can also do that sort of stuff, because otherwise you're probably going to be working on mobile games, which is fine. There's a lot of money in that industry, by the way, but yeah, just make sure that you are aware of that. Okay, so yeah, that's it, guys. That's it for this first portfolio review. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. Make sure to check the subscribe button, comments, like, share. You know the drill. I'm really happy to be back. As I mentioned, I'm still not sure. There's definitely going to be a video tomorrow, but I'm still not sure if it's going to be another like portfolio review or if we're going to have a class. I do want to do the class, but I'm still figuring out what else to or what's next for the whole thing. So yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you very much. I'll see you back tomorrow. Bye-bye.